Hi guys, we are live. Welcome to EdTech Mixed Plate. This is episode 39, and tonight we're going to be talking about all things MineCon, which just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. We have some special guests joining us tonight, and they each attended MineCon for their own reasons, and we'll talk about their experiences and all things Minecraft. So before we get to introductions, let me just share some things with our audience members. So first of all, if you guys want to check out our website there, it's bit.ly/edtechmixedplate. We have all of our previous shows archived there, as well as our show note documents that go along with our shows. We have a calendar for future events and a forum up there if you want to join our mailing list. Check that out. It's bit.ly/edtechmixedplate. And tonight's show notes is located here at bit.ly/mixedplate39. So anything that we talk about and share tonight, we'll try to get it into that show notes document. And that document it's open to the public and it's available for commenting as well. So to our audience out there, if you guys have anything of your own to add to the document, add it via comment. And we really appreciate any and all resources that we can add to that for anyone out there that's watching. So check that out, bit.ly/mixedplate39. All right, so let's introduce ourselves. I'll start us off. I'm Mike Fricano. I'm an EdTech specialist at EduElfie School here in Hawaii, and I'll be I'm the host and the moderator tonight. And then we have 4 special guests joining us tonight. So, Stephen, want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, g'day. I'm Stephen Elford. I'm a teacher in Victoria, Australia. I hang out with Shane way too much, and we chat everything Minecraft and bounce ideas off each other and support each other through bringing it into our classrooms.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight, Stephen. You are at EduElfie on Twitter, correct?
Yes.
EduElfie, yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us, Shane. You've been on the show before, but tell the audience who you are.
Yeah, I'm Shane Asselstine. I've been on a couple of times. I'm the Curriculum Technology Coordinator at Momiani Elementary School in Pro City.
Awesome. And Jason, tell us who you are.
I'm Jason Sewell. We run Honolulu's first programming boot camp for adults, and we also run after-school programs and workshops and kind of camps for teaching programming to kids at the middle school level.
Cool. That's through DevLeague, yeah?
Yeah, through DevLeague. So we actually call it Junior DevLeague. It is all our courses that we offer to the younger age levels, and a lot of what we do is, or how we started out, was teaching programming through Minecraft.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for joining us today, Jason. And Gabe, tell us who you are.
So my name is Gabriel Yanagihara. I am the video game programming teacher over at EduElfie School, and I also do a lot of our Minecraft curriculum development.
And you just wrapped up Comic-Con Honolulu, and where did you go at here?
We had Comic-Con Honolulu all this weekend, and I went as Cyclops from the X-Men, and I also dressed up as Squall from Final Fantasy.
Sweet. Pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, thanks for joining us today, guys. Can you, we forgot to do it with the introduction, but can we go back around and can you kind of tell our audience what your purpose or reason for going to MineCon was this year? Stephen, you want to tell us why you went?
2 reasons. One, because I am a gamer of Minecraft and I've always wanted to go to a MineCon, and I got the opportunity this year because a colleague of mine who I went to LA to talk Minecraft with Microsoft actually managed to score 2 tickets. So he sort of invited me along, and then so that's why I went. I went as a participant, and then support for Microsoft and what they were doing at MineCon for education with Minecraft.
Cool. Hey, before we move on, it looks like Charles was able to join us. Hey, Charles.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going? We're live right now. You want to briefly introduce yourself to the audience? Tell us who you are.
Of course. My name is Charles Nguyen. I'm the lead instructor for Junior DevLeague, and I teach kids how to code, usually middle school age kids. And thanks a lot for letting me on.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for joining us today. We're just getting through introductions, and we're telling our audience why we went to MineCon this year. I actually didn't get to go, so that's why I'm just moderating. I'm actually here to learn from you guys. But Shane, you want to tell us why you went to MineCon this year?
Sure. I actually went in several capacities this year. The first, of course, being Doug Kyung and Gabe and I submitted a panelist submission and was accepted like the day before I left to go to ISTE, which was crazy to try to organize. But and then the other one was because of ISTE and connections with Microsoft there, I ended up doing a lot of the teacher-related stuff and workshops as well. So, yeah.
Cool.
Got all these nice little badges.
So, flag.
Yeah.
Cool. And Jason, you want to tell us why you went?
Yeah, so I actually did. I went to MineCon actually to get away from work, which was kind of funny. You know, I mean, everything that we do all the time with Minecraft is related to work. My daughter's a huge gamer, huge, you know, very into Minecraft and all the YouTubers, and really those are kind of her role models and kind of the people that she looks up to as kind of her media influence now. So I actually went in the capacity as just going as a parent and kind of stepping away from work, and I did take some flyers and drop there. I'm not gonna lie, but
I got one of those.
Yeah, you know, but you know, it really was to just go as a parent and kind of support my daughter's interest in her passion for kind of that whole community and like I said, kind of I see them as very positive role models, a lot of the YouTubers, and obviously the impact of the game and its importance in education. But I really just wanted to support her, and I hadn't taken really a break in almost 2 years, so it was a good way to get away, and you know, it was great. It was a great experience.
Cool. It's a very unique perspective. I think the rest of you guys kind of went in the capacity as a teacher and instructor, as a support person, but for you to go just as a parent and to just enjoy it with your child is a very different perspective. So I'm glad you could bring that perspective to our show tonight.
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah. And Gabe, why did you go?
All right. So with Doug and Shane, I got the privilege of doing a panel that we had submitted. And we got to talk all about, you know, what the work we're doing at EduElfie, the work we're doing across the state, and it was actually a lot of fun. A secondary goal I really had is I wanted to see, you know, firsthand what everyone else was doing, because here in Hawaii, you know, we keep up with each other, we see the blog posts, but I wanted to see firsthand like the excitement that the parents and the kids were bringing in, and it was awesome. Like everyone was, it was like a magical experience. It was like Disneyland for me.
Cool. A Minecraft Disneyland. Can someone kind of elaborate?
Minecraft Disneyland.
Can somebody kind of elaborate on what exactly MineCon is?
10,000 people that love Minecraft in the one area.
It's
like
not really like
that is pretty much it.
Yeah. It's not really an education focus though. Yeah, it's more of like a general use.
It was everything focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had everything in it. They had panels for everything from education to running a server and running your own community, and they even had like a big petting zoo area. Right, modding and everything. It had everything. It was super cool. I was geeking out.
There's a gaming alley. There was an indie booth alley. It was pretty awesome actually. Yeah.
And Microsoft brought on.
I think for more than any other year, the education side was pushed. They actually brought in a ton. They actually brought in 50 UK educators to go through 2 workshops on using it in the classroom. That was separate from. Kind of separate. I mean, they didn't have to come through the MineCon system, but they still kind of was part of the group there. So.
Cool. Hey, Charles, you didn't go to MineCon, did you?
No, I did not. Yeah.
What's your experience with Minecraft, though? I'm sure you use it in Junior DevLeague, right?
Oh yeah, quite a bit. I was a big, long-time Minecraft fan. I bought it when it was $5 still, and I knew I was hooked when I'm a grad student here. When I was, studying, and to relax, I would play Minecraft. And the first time I played all night long till about dawn, and I looked out the window and was like, oh man, it's already dawn. So I was pretty hooked, and I've been playing ever since. And that's kind of one of the secrets that makes it great for me to teach kids using Minecraft, is that I get a lot of the culture and I get a lot of the in-jokes about playing Minecraft, and I know a lot of the tricks, and I know some of the tricks better than some of the kids know the tricks. And so that connects me with the kids, and there's something that we can talk about in common, but also I can teach them a few things that's just really just a step above that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, I have some focus questions that we're gonna I'll present to the panel here, and if we can just go around the table and try to answer and talk about our experiences. Before we get to that, I just forgot to mention one thing in the beginning to our audience members out there, but for anybody who's watching live, if you want to participate in the conversation, or if you have a question to ask, just click the little waffle icon up here in the corner, and you can open up the Q&A app, and you can ask your question or submit a comment via the Q&A, and we'll try to respond to those throughout the next episode. We actually have one person in there already, Peggy George. She's a long-time watcher. She was actually on our show last 2 weeks ago, but she's a retired educator, and she loves Minecraft too, and she's checking in to see how MineCon went. So welcome to the show, Peggy. We appreciate you watching tonight. And for anybody else out there, you want to chime in, use the Q&A app. All right, so our first focus question, it's not really a question, but what I want you guys to try and do is describe MineCon in like 6 words or less. You could just focus on 6 words. How would you describe, if that's even possible, how would you describe your MineCon experience? Anybody want to kick us off?
That's a
Go for it, Steven.
I would just, I'll start us off. It was just passion.
That's
Like, the kids were so, no man, I'm taking the easy way out since I'm starting off. It was just, it was amazing experience of having 10,000 people there, and so many of them were like, Minecraft was like this thing that they were super excited about, to the point where they could barely articulate how happy they were to be there. And just seeing that, even with the education panels, with the modding panels, with everything, seeing the kids really, like, it was kind of like seeing them, starry-eyed kind of thing, seeing their stars, seeing everything. So I mean, awesome.
You would have to be very passionate about it, because I know before we started, you guys were talking about how expensive those tickets were. How much did a ticket cost to attend MineCon?
Since I'm the only one, I think that bought tickets.
No, I bought 2.
No, I think they were like $160, but it was it was the travel to get there, right? I mean, and that was and even outside my own experience, just I talked to a lot of other parents, and they had a map at some point that I didn't see, but people came from all over the world, really, to bring their kids to that event. And so I guess in terms of that, in 6 words, gosh, I don't know, but it was, family. It was, passion's a good word. I like that from Gabe. It was future. Really, that I think Microsoft's agenda obviously is they're setting the stage for much bigger things than kind of what we have seen so far. And creativity, all the way from the YouTubers there and the kids there and the stages that they set up and all of that. I don't know. I can't think of too many more words, but.
Would you say that the majority of the attendees were parents and their children?
My experience, I mean, at least how I was there and how I experienced people, I actually didn't get to go to many of the panels because of being there with my daughter. She could care less about the panels.
Yeah.
She wanted to meet the YouTubers and play the games and all that stuff. But the events, I mean, like the closing ceremony, I don't even know. I can't even imagine how much they spent on that. But
yeah,
I mean, just with Microsoft backing now, I mean, it was like Cirque du Soleil for kids. I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah. I guess that's how I would summarize it.
Shane?
I'm gonna screen share. I'm not summarizing.
Got
I'm going to
something.
screenshot this, and I'm going to say this is what you got to see when you were there. 10,000 people in London, Minecraft fans, both gamers, teachers, and parents. It was amazing just to be in that room with the energy.
Yeah. We did see a marriage proposal, by the way. That was
Mhm.
fun.
Really?
We also got to see HoloLens again. So
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a lot of kids too.
yeah.
I guess that's what makes this kind of event so unique, right? It's not. I mean, it's not just players and educators and companies
You see those three guys in the background? That's us.
in the background.
Yeah, way at the back. Oh well,
Some
you'll see
people
them.
love Minecraft. It's great. Those kids.
Yeah, it was loud. It was crazy. It was like just an awesome opening and closing show. I mean, the way they did everything, it was great. There's actually an animated video that goes with this that everybody's actually watching. That's also worth seeing. So.
That was actually, I think, my favorite part was the video. It was great.
So this video that you're showing, Shane, is this
Yes.
on YouTube?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just looked it
The
up.
opening ceremony?
Yep, I can put the link in there for everyone.
Oh yeah, if you can.
Yeah. There's a good widescreen shot of everybody in there. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Anyway.
What about you, Stephen? What 6 words would summarize your experience?
I struggled to come up with 6, I got to be honest. My first one was, as a gamer, like, it was absolutely amazing. As someone who loves Minecraft as a game, it was an experience that was once in a lifetime. The atmosphere was just palpable of excitement and passion and everything that everyone else has already mentioned. It was truly a once in a lifetime opportunity. As an educator, I find it, the one word I came up with there was intriguing, because clearly, I mean, Minecraft, we know, those of us using it in the classroom know the power that Minecraft wields as an educational game or tool or whatever you want to call it. But like, to have 10,000 people there who like really love the game, that atmosphere, and I think if we could harness even 1/10 more than what we already are in our classrooms, it would just make it even more amazing than what it already is.
Cool. It's a great game. You can't argue that.
Mm.
Okay, so some of you have kind of elaborated this already, but what would be your personal takeaways, or maybe what would be your takeaways from whatever perspective you went as, whether it's an educator or a parent or a gamer? So what were your takeaways from the event?
All right, I'll keep going. As part of Microsoft's workshops, Shane and I were up there, and that was the bit that really sort of, I went, hang on a minute, this is actually really cool. They were teaching teachers and parents how to play Minecraft, but they weren't giving them very many instructions. They were doing it as an experiential, experimental learning sort of thing, and that working with teachers in that environment was truly something to behold, in my opinion, and something that I would love to be able to replicate in my classroom. Of that okay, just why are you asking me whether you can do it? Try it and see what happens. And seeing people jump out of their chair because they got scared, or blowing themselves up because they pressed the wrong button or something, like just that experiential, completely safe exploration and learning through that, I think was amazing, and I'd love to see somehow to get that into my classrooms and my teaching practice.
Yeah. Cool. What about you as a parent, or as a someone from DevLeague, or a person who leads courses for adults, and that's my name, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I like we said, I went as a parent. Obviously, with my work, I couldn't help but really be looking at it from that angle the whole time. But I guess I'll get from a professional angle. It really was just validating something that I think we've all already come to realize, is just the the diversity of the platform and what you can, what it offers in terms of education. I mean, we're already seeing that. I mean, Gabe's doing kind of like, history and really kind of more, making more traditional subjects, which, I'm not a dice, I'm not a teacher in the day to day, but what are considered kind of boring subjects, right? And I know him and Doug, and those are the only two I'm familiar with. So apologies to the other guys, but kind of making making traditional subjects that you have to cover much more engaging and exciting, and keeping student interest, or not even keeping student interest, but totally just flip students interested in it from that point of view. From the programming point of view, which is obviously 100% of our concern, is how to teach computer science. Really, it just shows the audience that's out there, kind of validating, I think, kind of, what Stephen was just saying about, and kind of where we're going is the parents wanting to understand it better so that they can leverage it as a resource. Kind of that's kind of what we've come to with our business, is understanding that we can't really serve everybody that has an interest and wants to get their kids involved, and that's kind of why we're like going the direction of training people in that sense. From a parent perspective, I just think it's absolutely fascinating that, like I said, the kids have positive role models. In my opinion, Minecraft is not what made the conference. Really, I think it was the YouTubers in that entire community of how much they've been accessible and shown, what you can do with creativity and drive and ambition to just go out there and create things. And my daughter, she knows that these people are making a living making Minecraft videos on YouTube. She's making her own videos. She gets to meet these people. She gets to interact, online with kind of their day-to-day lives. And like I said, as a parent, I watch the crap that they put on Disney, and it's and just traditional media in general is just such garbage. When she watches the YouTubers, they're original, they're wholesome, they, just looking at it creatively in terms of what they're able to achieve and think up and execute on is just, it's taking entertainment for our children to a whole other level. And I think that was the main thing I experienced from there is the game has just set up a platform for so many different things. Is that, as educators, we have a tool to take into the classroom. As parents, we have positive role models and influences in our child's lives that shows them that they can do things that are within reach to create on their own. And I think creativity, that's that in programming in general, and something that I'd like to see kids kind of really take away, is showing that they can create and use their mind to create things. I hate consumer kind of mentality, and I think even in terms of education, seeing kids with like iPads and stuff, that's all consuming. I want to see kids producing videos. I want to see them with laptops, not iPads. Let them, teach them how to, produce things, produce games, produce videos, produce content, make a living out of it. Go put your stuff on YouTube, and I see, and just to wrap this up, is that's what I saw is all of that as accessible and within reach, and people that they have met in their lives that they could talk to and share a moment with. And I just, like, as a parent, I can't tell you how valuable I thought that was.
Cool, that's great. How about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, we've been working here in Hawaii, and Hawaii is somewhat isolated. The internet helps, but being able to see that we have the support and like the benefit, like other people are excited about what we're doing and what's happening there. Just seeing all the support Microsoft was putting out for us was amazing. Just knowing that we have the backing, because we're currently we're developing K-12 curriculum with Minecraft, but knowing that other people are doing that and they're excited about it and they think this is cool, and then when my students hear about it and they're super excited about everything, it was amazing. It was a total experience thing for me.
Do you have a ghost behind you, or what's happening?
I have.
That's kind of sweet.
Yes, I have. This entire house is full of like podcasters and other techies, so they're pulling jokes on me.
It's the rest of the X-Men.
I'm using the Force. Yes.
That's what it was. Cool. So now that you guys are back from MineCon and you've been able to kind of settle down, and well, the rest of us are trying to enjoy our summer. I know Steven's not enjoying summer right now. He's in full-fledged winter mode. But what are your next steps after coming back from MineCon? Like what are some ideas or some projects you have in mind, or what are you going to take what you've learned and apply it to what you do in your profession, or maybe just even in your home? You guys had a chance to think about your next steps yet?
Well, I mean, I think Gabe, you're still on vacation, and you're still on vacation.
Actually, I've got 1 week left.
Okay.
We're starting a Minecraft workshop, so all next week, EduElfie has like full-day Minecraft workshop. It's kind of crazy.
I started last Tuesday back at school, so.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I came back right from code.org back into school, so that kind of sucked. But for me, it's more. I'm not gonna say more of the same. I'm actually gonna, continue to push the boundaries of what I've been doing with it, and like Jason was saying, moving away from, my first lessons were more, here's a map, let's go through it, kind of consumer based. You guys are gonna be in the map, not really doing much with it. To this year, where everything was project based, creative. Basically the kids created everything in the map and did the entire project on their own. So I think I'm going to move more towards that kind of stuff. I saw some good stuff at ISTE with the interactive. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. The Inkle writer and interactive fiction and that kind of stuff. And just integrating more of that kind of stuff. And might actually be doing a lot more with the new ComputerCraft EDU is out. So we're going to be playing with that now. What's that, Mike?
Can you talk a little bit about what that is, ComputerCraft EDU?
Yeah, so ComputerCraft EDU is a mod that was originally created, ComputerCraft, for Minecraft by Dan200. He was actually at MineCon with us. We got to hang out with him and such. Elfie and I were actually able to work in Microsoft, get them into a session where they actually allowed him to go in or allowed the teacher gaming guys to go in and get them to show off Minecraft or ComputerCraft EDU. But basically, you get turtles and you use Lua-based programming or a visual-based programming to control those turtles and program them to do different things. Of course, easiest thing is to dig up dirt, but my thoughts are to try to push the kids to take the turtles and take those tedious tasks in Minecraft they don't like to do, like farming or cutting down trees and stuff, and basically using that technology that's now built in with that mod to enhance their gameplay, as opposed to trying to teach it as a total separate, we're going to do ComputerCraft today. I want to have them have their little villages, little civilizations going, and then technology always comes in and stirs things up. So what can we automate now? What can we automate where you guys don't have to do this anymore, and just see how that programming can directly affect the worlds that they're playing in. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Cool.
I'd like to chime in here. Shane's seen my spiel earlier in the summer on the how we've been using Scriptcraft to teach kids JavaScript to be able to mod and add elements to Minecraft, and we've had a great deal of success in the last year with this. It's pretty amazing. We're teaching kids a lot of the basic techniques that developers use for web development using JavaScript, and then they're just applying it to Minecraft. So it's something that's very tangible and very accessible for the kids. And what we're working on for the next year is to push that more and more, where we'll come up with better ways to make more sophisticated lessons on how to really modify the events and truly have some really, really interesting application of JavaScript as a coding language to change the game of Minecraft almost completely. And it's really always awkward because I always want to make references to movies that my kids have not seen or shouldn't have seen yet. So I always want to make references to Inception or The Matrix, and it's like, all right, I really shouldn't make references to those movies. But you guys understand. It's that sort of level of interest of you have a world that's virtual, and then with coding, you can break or bend the rules of this world, or however which way you want. And it's just a matter of your own skill and ability to break and bend them. And I think that's innately exciting and interesting sort of turn on using Minecraft as education.
Well, thanks, Charles.
Yeah, so I guess my biggest takeaway again would, so from that, where I want to take it is when I told my students that I was going to MineCon, it was just nonstop, just like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet so and so. Can you show my videos? I have this YouTube channel. So the kids, I feel that the kids see the YouTubers and the streamers as like the cool older brother who still wants to hang out with you every second of every day. Like every time they want to hang out with this cool older guy who's, this appropriate level of content, they're very good about making sure their channels are clean, not swearing or anything. But our students want to tell their stories as well. So I want to teach, I think the next step for us is going to be through allowing the students, at least within the EduElfie community, to write their own storylines, create their own publications, create their own kind of like mini YouTube channels where they can narrate and communicate with video and with streaming to each other while they're all playing Minecraft. And then let them teach each other, right? So I have our 8th graders, they'll make YouTube videos that teach the basics of redstone to our 3rd graders, and then it'll just cycle out that way. That's where I think I'm going to be taking it next.
Cool. Anybody else? Next steps?
I was mentioning before about the experiential learning. I'm going to try and go down that path, be that in Minecraft or outside, but try and get some of that sort of aha learning going on in my classrooms. And I think Minecraft is actually a really good spot to be doing that.
Do you guys see that as like a common theme among a lot of educators, where it used to be they would, like as Shane mentioned, they would start with a world, like a pre-made world, that they would have to run through a series of tasks or complete objectives and things. But now we're shifting to a blank slate where they create their own world and they envision the tasks, the objectives, and they go from there. Is that something that seems to be occurring more now, or?
Yeah, I would agree with you, and I think it's because like we're starting to get past the early adopter stage now. And those of us, I know Shane's been around for what, 2 years now, mate? And our 3rd year, so our practice evolves. I mean, my first lesson was completely teacher directed. It's still on YouTube, and I'm sitting there talking to the kids, telling them what to do and how to go and where to move, and then that's evolved from there to me being hands off or game maker or whatever it is. And I think that's just a natural progression of teaching practice. You try something and you go, oh yeah, that works, and then I wonder what I could do if I tried this. I wonder if I got to do what if I tried that, and then you start to push that little bit further and further and further with each time until you get to the point where you go, okay, well I can go completely hands off here and give the kids this random instruction, and they will demonstrate their learning in Minecraft if given the opportunity, kind of thing. I think it's just a natural progression.
That's software development right there. I mean that's I mean I love seeing that kind of you guys that approach is being taken to education, is that it doesn't have to be that it's always been done this way, and so don't rock the boat kind of mentality is that and I mean obviously we're obviously all about programming and teaching coding and stuff, but it's not just the process of software, it's the process of creativity, and again to touch on just how much I think that's if anything else, I love to see that in teaching people that they have the power and the ability to create, and just kind of helping them get there, but kind of letting it loose, and really, it's kind of it's taking the role of a mentor as opposed to a traditional teacher, right? Is that it's not kind of sit here and listen to me talk, and then at some point if you reiterate what I said, you will be knowledgeable, right? Or kind of it's sharing experience and really being opposed to being kind of the I don't even know what the right word is, but the kind of it really is the real world of collaborating and creating ideas and running with it and and testing. Let's try this. Let's figure it out. Oh, that didn't work. But hey, you know what? They're still engaged. They're still interested. Did it meet the objective we were totally shooting for? Maybe not not 100%, but how can we tweak it to kind of get there? And that's how great things are built all around. And to see that approach being accepted inside of education is that's exciting. I wish that it certainly wasn't that way when when we were in school, and I never did well in school due to that, and so I today's world, and then yeah, kind of what our takeaway was from the conference was kind of something that we we're lining up already and kind of planning on, but it really just validated the need for it. Was again, we had a lot of people come to us wanting for us to teach our curriculum at different schools and stuff like that. And it's just hard to do with as a company and finding qualified people to be able to run it and staff it and all that stuff. So what we're doing this year, kind of as a takeaway, is a train the trainer program, where we take our boot camp model that we teach adults to get into actual careers in software development. We kind of pare that down just to really the basics of computer science, and pair that with kind of the instructional side of Minecraft, so that we can have the impact that we're searching for, is that we can scale and reach all those areas that we just could not reach, and all the hurdles that we to get to that base minimum of what do you need to know to take our curriculum and teach programming to kids. And that allows people to do it at the schools as after-school programs, kind of parent groups or what have you. I mean, really, it gets us out of the way as the bottleneck and all the challenges that we create, and really gets that kind of widespread impact. And especially, we don't look at ourselves. Well, for Hawaii, it's needed, right? We all know that. And again, it was our goal to kind of have that impact, and we just couldn't reach it. And so that's kind of our, to talk about kind of the iterative process, that was our most recent kind of iteration on that, was we really do philosophically, so how can we still achieve that? And so we're going to be rolling that out next month, is our Train the Trainer program. So it's going to be like a mini boot camp for parents, educators, what have you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so for anybody that wants to find out more, you can contact us at junior@devleague.com. We're going to have the whole website up and everything within the next week or two, and then be launching that next month. So yeah, that's a possibility for anybody you guys know or interested, or any of the viewers. We'll have more information on that very shortly.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Awesome. Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, I had a little question. Earlier you were talking about kind of the reactions you were getting, like when you guys tell, like, I know we all work in Minecraft. When you tell your students' parents, like, oh, or anyone, like, oh, what do you do for a living? Like, well, I teach Minecraft. I teach computer programming. I teach that's my thing. Like, I teach Minecraft. I teach video games. And the reaction every time is, right? Like, for me personally, the reaction is always, man, I wish we had that when I was a kid. And even me, like, growing up, I was like, I wish we had this as a kid. And right now, even expanding that further, not just I wish I had the video games in the classroom, more like I wish I had that ability to teach myself. Because one of my biggest philosophies that mimics the stuff that Jason works with is that self-directed learning. Like come up with an idea, explore it. It's not like you take a test at the end, and if you got 100%, you got it. You got 90, your parents are disappointed in you, kind of thing. But just having that experience for the kids, where especially with the workshops that I do, like the best example one is the Hawaiian history, the story of the Hokulea and the Worldwide Voyage. For that one, like in the TEDx talk, it was, I'm not an expert in Hawaiian history, but we kind of just go into it together and just say, okay, we want to teach ourselves about Hawaiian history. Call up experts, let the kids just explore on their own, bring back that knowledge, and then share it with me. So it's not flipped classroom in that, you know, we do videos and then lectures are at home, homework's in class. It's flipped classroom in the sense that I don't know the answers and the kids come and bring me the answer as we go. So I'm really excited to see how we can structure that in a larger sense, because right now I'm kind of limited, like one teacher, one set of students. But it'd be cool. I mean, it'd be cool to see what else is coming down the pipeline for that.
It's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of educators, though. I mean, you're
right. Yeah.
Power over your class, right? You're not the sage on the stage anymore. You're the guide on the side, and
And I do feel it's a change that has to happen. Yeah. Because even for me, even if I become I spend the next 10 years becoming the best world history teacher, the content is constantly changing now in the information age. The Khan Academy videos and those videos can be updated and reiterated much faster and hit millions of people as opposed to me and my 16 students. Because EduElfie keeps our class sizes nice and small.
Did you just say 16 students?
Yes, I limit my workshops, my Minecraft workshops, to 16 students. Because I want to make sure I have one-on-one time to play Minecraft with each one of them. So yeah, EduElfie, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have the private class is going to be 34.
Yeah, 34. That's public school.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I kind of wanted to jump on what Jason is saying and Gabe in the sense that, you know, the progression that Elfie and I and a bunch of us teachers who use Minecraft have gone through is that, you know, use something that's existing, like for instance, tutorial map, right, and then slowly move into something a little more developed. I'm wondering, just throwing that out there, I'm wondering if that's not something that a teacher has to go through, you know, in a sense that we provide a ton of support. You know, Elfie and I and a bunch of other guys provide a ton of support for Minecraft and use it in the classroom, and it almost always starts off with, you know, they want some type of a map that they can consume, something they can get the kids into it and interested in. Okay, great. But once they start seeing the power of that, you know, then we kind of unleash that whole, okay, now what can you do with it? Like I just had someone send me a Twitter today actually and asked me about a map that we had created, and, you know, can I have that map because I want to dissect it and see how you did this. Great, that's perfect. You know, I don't mind giving you my maps if you're going to take it and try to extend it even further, you know, and that's I think, like I said, I think that might be a progression that the change is going to happen if only people can be allowed to do that, as opposed to saying, everybody, okay, stop what you're doing, and here's a blank map and let the kids create. Most people are going to just freeze and go, no, I'm not doing this. So they have to make some type of a progression in their learning as teachers. And then that progression, like Gabe says, gets to the point where you are no longer the person at the front with all the knowledge. You're just sitting there, and here's kind of what we want to do, and how can we do this? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That's like a cool story.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to jump in on this. Like, our classes have been quite different, and we have the luxury of being kind of a very different sort of classroom environment, and so we're on the periphery, we're private courses, and we started out with very much student-directed work and trying to show the kids just basic tools, and then the kids would just take it from there to build whatever they want. And we've been incredibly surprised by the creativity and innovation and ingenuity that the kids have shown us, and we feel like this is a model that works. This is a model that I mean, we were brave enough and kind of like we had the luxury to be able to just do this from the get-go, and because it was outside of the standard classroom environment, it wasn't that difficult of a jump to do it this way. And I'm a real big believer on this.
Yeah, you guys definitely have it harder. Like, to answer Gabe's question, what kind of feedback do you get? We get two responses. It's generally, you know, we get you know, the parents that are like, dude, that's so cool, like, I wish that was there when I was a kid. And then, but we also very much still get the other side of the fence of even my daughter's, like, friends' parents, I've gotten feedback, like, on our camps, like, I'm not going to pay that much money for my daughter to go play video games for a week. And that mentality, and that's still, you know, like Charles said, we kind of have the luxury that we're not the prime focus of the schools that we're at. We're the after school, educators, so we don't have to, you guys have a much bigger challenge of validating what you're doing as the primary curriculum, and showing that, that it's valuable and that the kids are actually learning at the same pace or at an accelerated pace, that as opposed to the old kind of lecture and evaluate kind of model. But metrics, that's a huge one. We've been looking at how do we kind of back things up with data, right? Because you can always argue multiple points of view, but if you have data, it's hard to argue with that, right? So that's kind of another view that we've been looking at is that's how you answer that question. It's like, okay, you have an opinion, I have an opinion. What does the data say? And I think that's the best way to kind of make progress on that front.
How did you guys do at MineCon this time? Did you guys did anyone find any good metric rubric systems or anything presented at MineCon? Because that's one thing I wasn't able to find too much of.
We're actually implementing a product called Comprendio in our classrooms now, and that's really what it is. It's an assessment tool, and so we're kind of trying to we're vetting that out. But yeah, I don't think it is out there, and not just for Minecraft, but in education in general. And that product is actually built by former educators that had success with their model in the classroom in a very analog view, and they're turning it into a digital product. But there's a lot of opportunity for that as a whole, regardless of Minecraft or not. How well are our kids responding to traditional or new approaches to education, and how do we assess them properly past finding out who's good test takers, right? It's a problem that I think people have recognized for a long time is intelligence it varies so much how much people retain. Some people are terrible test takers. People like myself are terrible at studying. Doesn't mean I was ever short for a lack of intelligence, but I did terrible in school. It didn't fit me at all until I got older and realized what I was good at and what I needed to do to at least have a career. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much.
Yeah, Jason, I just wanted to say here that I'm almost on the opposite end of the spectrum, and it's a wonder why Jason and I work together. I was almost the complete opposite of Jason in school. I was the guy who got all A's and did really well, got scholarships, and if we knew each other in high school, we would have probably hated each other. But
I wouldn't have been there, so we would probably wouldn't have known each other.
Been there anyway. So on the other end of the spectrum is that I meet so many parents after the classes are done or when the classes are close to done, and the parents tell me that when they talk to their kids about this, they talk about it in a much more sophisticated way. It's not just a lot of things and stuff connected to their thing. They're talking about servers, they're talking about connectivity, they're talking about actual code. We have a lot of parents who are coders themselves and developers themselves as an occupation, and of course they're sending their kids to our classes because they want their kid to learn this, and when they come back speaking the same language as they do, they're pretty impressed. I mean, and that's it's not a solid metric, but I mean they come back with a sense of enrichment and a sense of empowerment that they can master at least very basic tools of understanding technology and how it works. I mean, how else would you have a game that is completely centered on servers and clients and hosts? And then the kids, when you tell the kids that, it makes perfect sense. If the host computer that's running your Minecraft world is shut off, what happens? No one can connect. That's what a server is.
Well, I would counter what Gabe said earlier when he said, I teach Minecraft, and I would say, are you teaching Minecraft or are you teaching creativity? Are you teaching engineering? Are you teaching programming through the vehicle of Minecraft? And that's what it's really all about, right?
Yeah, I was going to bring up the
definitely
same
correct
comment.
me on that stuff.
Because I like it's been a discussion on several times about what it actually means, and there was a big discussion about are we Minecraft teachers and whether that's a good name to have or not. But I don't teach Minecraft. I use Minecraft to help me teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in my class,
That's a good theme.
we don't teach Minecraft. The kids already know Minecraft. We don't have to teach them that.
Well, and beyond that, I mean, Minecraft is here today, and this is something that we've talked about before, even from a business point of view of taking a longer-term point of view in terms of what our objectives are. What comes after Minecraft? If we're taking games, if we're winning this battle of kind of being allowed to be creative in the classroom and use technology in different ways and video games in different ways in the classroom, how are we going to be prepared for when Minecraft's not cool anymore? That's something we really have to keep at the forefront of our minds. Is like this has to be a long-term shift in paradigms that's sustainable, that persists, because kids, interests shift and generations change, and there will be the next thing when Minecraft kids are like, oh God, Minecraft, that's so 2015, like.
You're right.
To reiterate on that, like the next Minecraft thing or stuff like that is right now so I teach the Minecraft workshops and I teach the video game programming one. And for the video game programming one, that's whatever game they're excited about at the time, they can bring in and then we'll try and make it. So the Five Nights at Freddy's one was crazy. So we've done Five Nights at Freddy's where they had to like try and map out the surface area of each room in Minecraft. So we're bringing in the games that they're excited about, using Minecraft as the platform for it. But also just programming Five Nights at Freddy's is pretty easy. Getting them to do that in Scratch was great. So and there's another one. There's another game coming out called Besiege. It's been out. It's in alpha now. It's kind of like our old Simple Machines programming thing. So you put the parts together and the physics engine generates it through a challenge. The kids are starting to get interested in that one. So as soon as I can figure out how to mod it a little bit more to where it is now, I think that's another one I might integrate in with my video game programming classes.
It's a pretty cool one.
I got to show you guys what's happening here. So since you're all speaking about Minecraft, and I'm kind of crashing out here in my friend's place, this is Dallas Nagata White. She's a podcaster, and she is on my computer messing up all my Minecraft worlds, and she's building stuff. And I start teaching my Minecraft workshops tomorrow morning. So this is going to be a fun evening after all this is done. Okay. Iterate, right. I'm going to just go with the flow. Like you said, just give them a blank world, let them explore. So I no longer have a pre-built world because it's probably full of TNT right now.
Hey, we just got a few minutes left, and I wanted to hit on the last question, which is what are your tips for educators? So I guess with a couple minutes we have left, is there any, what's your one favorite resource that you would suggest to a teacher that's maybe starting off with Minecraft? And Peggy actually asked that question in the Q&A. What are some really good resources to share for Minecraft role models, whether it's a YouTube video or a blog or a website? So do you guys have a favorite resource of yours that you refer to a lot, or it could even be yours that you've created yourself?
I put a bunch in here. I've actually put a bunch of YouTubers in here that are family friendly. Paul Suarez, of course, is great for learning how to play the game. Dragnos is great for redstone and some crazy command block contraptions. And Adam Clark does great literature and stuff like that. Tate Worlds, that kind of stuff he's connected to. But as far as your original question, which was, what are your tips for educators? It's Gabe mentioned it, talked about, don't be that person, don't have to be that person in the front of the room. You don't have to be an expert at Minecraft. You have 16 to 32 of those in the classroom, but you do. It does benefit you to play, and one of the things I'm working with Kamehameha Schools right now is having their IT people actually play the game. you know, and I'm actually tempting them. I'm challenging them to come and play some survival with me. We're just going to put a server up, and we're going to all play and see how quickly I can get them all killed. Because I told them, yeah, it's really, like I said, you don't have to be an expert in the game. The kids will do that, but it definitely benefits you to know what the game can do. You know, what kind of things it can do, and let the kids show you stuff. You know, have a lunch group, have an after school, before school group, small group of kids to start off with. That's how I started, and then it just got really crazy. Next thing you know, you're in MineCon. So.
My go-to resource is sitting right beside me, at least on my screen. It's this guy right here. So Shane and I, we talk on Skype pretty much all the time. We also help manage the Minecraft Teachers Google group, which is a great place to go to get information. Microsoft just opened up education.minecraft.net as a website. That's just in its early days. Shane and I Shane more so than I, publish some of our worlds to the Minecraft Edu World Share site, which I think Shane's linked in the document there. And there was one more I was going to add, and that's Shane's YouTube, my YouTube for seeing live lessons. I'm not sure you do live lessons or map fly-throughs, do you, Shane? You just do map fly-throughs and stuff now?
Yeah.
So I've got live lessons up there from some of my past experiences, and you can see how it operates in a classroom, or at least how I operated in a classroom. And then, yeah, if you want to see a different spin on education, go and check out Wizard Keen on YouTube, and the Wonder Quest series of they're just about to start season 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
One of the resources that I use, like for Redstone, is the YouTube channel Mumble Jumbo, and he makes some really, really impressive tutorials on how to do some complicated Redstone creations, and he's just an amazing engineer in his own right. As far as the Scriptcraft website is up and actually quite thorough, and if you take the time to really read through a lot of documentation, there's a lot to learn through it, and it's like you could spend a whole year just reading through and researching that in and of itself. And just the last thing is that on my phone I have a mind block app that I just use all the time when I need to reference, or what block does this, or what recipe does that. I can just pull up my phone and look it up.
Nice.
And it's
that's hardcore right there.
Right. I forgot what's the recipe to make that thing. All right, let me look it up on my phone.
Nah, real hardcore would never forget, Shane.
Real hardcore would never forget. Yeah. Sometimes you forget.
There's a lot of stuff to remember.
There is a lot of stuff to remember.
I would say, for my thing, if a teacher wanted to kind of get their feet wet and explore it, without even kind of investing in, getting through the red tape of getting in your classroom or getting permission to do PD and everything, just open your classroom on recess and have some students come in and just ask the students to tell you about it. And you could just start them with this question, like, help me build a dirt house. That will prevent them from going straight into the redstone channel and the stuff like that. They'll just teach you, how do you move left and right? How do you place a block? And they want to tell you their story. They want to share their knowledge with you. So just give them a safe little opportunity space where they can, come in, hang out with you, and teach you a little bit about it.
And keep their hands off. They must tell you, not
a
do
good rule.
for you.
Also,
what's a rule? Yeah, a rule I have in my classroom is if you're helping someone, pardon if I grab this from someone else, but it was you have to have your hands behind your back in a fist, in fist, and you can talk to the person only asking questions. So when I'm working with 3rd graders to 5th graders, it's the only way to prevent them from just doing the talk down. Like, here's what you need to do. But they love that challenge, and they have so much fun. Like, they handcuff themselves, and they're trying to talk only in questions to explain, here's how you do something in Minecraft. It's really fun to watch. If you have students, you should try it.
Hey, you know
Don't
what?
handcuff your students. Don't actually handcuff your students. Let them handcuff themselves. Distinction.
We actually have the same rule for the adults. So it doesn't
Don't handcuff the adults.
It doesn't get any better. I have to tell the adults the same thing. They go to help people and they're like, here, let me type it. And I'm like, get your hands off of that keyboard That is not how that's not how you collaborate. You need to, yeah. I mean, even for the adults, like we have to reinforce, kind of, explaining something. It takes a whole different level of understanding. So we're telling them, look, if you can't explain it, then you don't, you still have more to kind of learn. But yeah, I guess to answer the last question and kind of wrap up, you guys all covered great resources that are free out there. I'm obviously going to kind of plug our own thing, as a business owner. But the juniordevleague.com, we're going to have that website up in the next week with all the official details. In the meantime, I added it to the document, but people can contact us at junior@devleague.com. And really, again, the focus of the program is there's so much material out there that if you have the foundation of programming under your belt, that's a big challenge for a lot of people is they see all the resources, but they don't know how to use them, right? They don't have that kind of base foundation. And so really that's what that's our approach is we're going to give people that foundation so that they can start to leverage all of these resources that are out there much more efficiently. And then we'll probably keep doing curriculum development for people to implement. But, and again, our focus is very much around computer programming. But again, the more technical people are, the more they can integrate technology into their curriculum, and that's really our main goal.
Cool. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on. And we can't hear you, Gabe. You're muted.
Okay, so let me take a quick chance, and I'll do a dual plug. So when you have your day off, with Jason's workshop, we're going to be doing a lot of Minecraft workshops and game programming workshops at EduElfie School. We currently do a lot over the summer for the summer school programs, which are open to anyone. And every Saturday, we're going to be setting up Minecraft workshops. We're going to have teacher ones, parent ones, and ones for different ages. So just check in with the EduElfie School, and then you'll be able to check those out as well.
Is there like a website or an email address that people can contact for that information, Gabe?
Currently, it's just word of mouth right now. But it's my email is gyanagihara@eduelfie.org, or you can just contact Mike here, and he will forward it to me. If not, we're also on Eventbrite, which is our current platform. But we'll be keeping an eye out for other ones. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. All right, thanks so much to you guys for giving up your Sunday evening and coming on EdTech Mixed Plate to share about your experiences. I love how the conversation shifted from the event to a much deeper and a bigger conversation around Minecraft and education. I really appreciate all of your perspectives and viewpoints and opinions about that. Just a couple reminders to our audience. Don't forget to check out our show notes. It's right there, bit.ly/mixplate39. We'll try to get in all those resources that we mentioned tonight on that document. And if our audience has anything to share of your own, feel free to add it in via a comment or a suggestion, and we'll toss it into that document as well. And tonight's episode will be archived on our website, bit.ly/edtechmixplate. And with that, we're going to sign off. You guys have a great night. Thanks again to our special guests. Really appreciate it. And for the rest of you, have a great night. See you next time.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, guys.